Good day, everyone. My name is Joel Galvante, and for this presentation, I will be showing to you my FMA2 Part 2 evaluation framework, applying it in Bawat Isa Mahalaga, which is the organization that I chose for my FMA1 presentation. First, I would like to present my evaluation framework that I created for our SOCMO programs in order to apply the learnings that we've had for the subject. So first, I have created a cyclical evaluation framework because I believe that the programs that they are creating need to be sustainable in order for it to be effective, especially given the cyclical nature of development work as well. So reflecting these concerns and reflecting these issues, I'm looking at five things, which is social relevance, if these programs are important enough for the people, and then it should be targeted and specific. If these problems or these programs are addressing the issues to the right people. And then third is efficiency, in which we're looking at the monitoring aspect and the management aspect of the campaign. And then impact, how has these programs spurred changes to the targeted communities? And of course, sustainability, in which we're looking at these programs in a way that we can continue to do them for the betterment of our target audience. Now, for social relevance, I scored it 5 because based on the objectives of the organization, they are raising some very important social concerns which are quite relevant in our society, especially considering the impact and importance of civic participation in informed voting, especially when we look at the effects of the previous elections. We know that informed voting or voting in general has a big impact in our society, and it can change many things around us. So I did score at 5 because I believe that many of the things that are being raised by Bawat Isa Mahalaga in this aspect is quite important in our society as a whole. For the target audience of BM1, based on their website that I've read, they are primarily targeting students, marginalized communities, and church organizations due to the nature of the organization. Although these are quite specific in nature, I did find that many of their programs tend to have different executions or different implementations. For instance, they also host events for government workers, office workers, and other groups. So I believe that this program can still be improved. They can be further refined to make it more specific. For Bawat Isa Mahalaga, I also scored them 4 for efficiency because even though the campaigns and the programs by Bawat Isa Mahalaga are implemented by volunteers, they also have partners and church organizations that help them in disseminating these programs. In terms of monitoring and implementation, many of them are uploaded on social media sites and also their own website. However, it could still be improved for better monitoring, better reporting of results. For impact, I scored B1M 4 because although it is increasing in terms of influence, especially in certain sectors in the government and also in certain private institutions, I think there still are some ways for the organization to improve, especially when it comes to really targeting their intended audiences. Although they are now increasing their influence in government organizations through their advocacies, like, for example, in partnership with M4GG, such as Mayors for Good Governance and Kasimbayanihan, Better Philippine Movement. The specific target audience that they are trying to address needs to have more impact on those areas. For sustainability, I scored them 5 because I found that they have the right tools and they have the right frameworks in order to create meaningful programs for their target audiences. I also saw they have a book which helps them guide new leaders, new volunteers in implementing the programs for B1M. So I do find the programs for B1M to be very sustainable, especially the frameworks were created by the founder themselves. So I do see that it's very sustainable in terms of effort, in terms of instruction. And here is my evaluation framework scoring. Based on the results of the evaluation, I scored them 22 overall. And in terms of program planning grade, they got 88, which can be transmitted to 92, which is a pretty good grade for Bawat Isa Mahalaga. And that is it for my evaluation framework scoring. I will be posting my additional comments on the forum, but basically, I did like B1M's approach in addressing societal concerns using the Christian framework. I did find it very relevant, not just for myself, but also for our society as a whole. And I do believe that they have a lot of things to improve, but they are also really hitting their stride when it comes to addressing the concerns of our society, especially when it comes to voters' education. Thank you for listening on my report, and I hope you all have a good day. Thank you.